Alright, write this down. Parallel lines. They have the same slope. Perpendicular lines. They have slopes that are negative reciprocals. Example of negative reciprocal. Alright, if you're given a number and you're asked for its negative reciprocal, if the number is 1/2, its negative reciprocal means to negate it and flip it. So negative 2/1. How you doing, Jake? If the number is -3, it would be positive 1/3. So, because this 3 is really 3/1, right? But that part doesn't get written. Right? If it's negative 5/6, the negative reciprocal would be positive 6/5. So you're going to negate it, you're going to flip it. Perpendicular lines have slopes that are negative reciprocals. Parallel lines have slopes that are the same. Yes?
So all the slopes have to be fractions?
They don't have to be, but you have to understand that the number -3 is the same as 3/1, negative 3/1. You know, what's the negative reciprocal of 1? Yeah, -1. Because 1's the same as 1/1, and -1's the same as -1/1, and you negated it and flipped it. Any questions there? Alright, so today you're going to be given 2 lines, and you're going to be asked if those 2 lines are parallel. So right now, are these 2 lines parallel?
Yes. No.
You don't know. What would you have to do to find out if they're parallel? Find the slope. What if the slope's the same? Very good, then they're parallel. So if this is line 1 and this is line 2, the slope of line 1 is going to be equal to 5 minus 3 over 8 minus 2, right? 5 minus 3 is 2, 8 minus 2 is 6, 2/6 is 1/3. Then you would have to find the slope of line 2. Four minus -1 over 10 minus 3. 4 minus -1. Good, that's 5/7. So are they parallel? No, they're not. Do they appear to be parallel? Yes. But their slopes are different. If their slopes are different, then they're not parallel. I'm going to be a little bit.
So I was just going to ask you about the problem we did today, number 8, because I'm in tutorials right now.
Okay. We're going to get to that in just a second. So, if you get a picture of two lines and you're asked if they're parallel, find the slope of each line and compare them. Alright? If the slopes are the same, they're parallel. If the slopes are different, then they're not parallel. Clear? Alright, the other thing you're going to be asked today, you're going to be given a point. You're going to be given a line. You're going to be asked to write an equation that goes through the given point and parallel to the line, to the given line. Okay? So you're going to write an equation now. What's the slope of the new line going to be? It's going to be 2, isn't it? The slope of the new line is going to be 2 because the new line is parallel to the given line. Parallel lines have the same slope. And it's going to go through this point. So you can use point slope form. Y minus 7 equals 2 times x minus 2. The two lines are parallel. And since you wrote it in point slope form, it goes through this point. Okay? Yes?
Will you always be using point slope form?
If you're given a point and a slope, you use point slope form. So if you're asked for the equation of a line that went through -2, -5, parallel to y equals -1/2 x minus 9. Your line would be y plus 5 equals -1/2 x plus 2. These two lines are parallel, aren't they? They've got the same slope. This line here, this equation that you wrote, goes through this point. Questions? Alright, so you determined if two lines are parallel by finding the slope. And then the second thing you did was you wrote an equation taking the slope out of one equation, right? That's the slope. And using a given point. The next thing you're going to do is determine if two lines are perpendicular. So if you're given the picture, if you're given that as a picture, and you're asked if they're perpendicular, what would the process be? How could you find out if those two lines are perpendicular?
Find the slope.
Very good. You would find the slope, wouldn't you? Find the slope of each line. So there's line 1. This is line 2. This would be, let's make that one -3 and 2. So find the slope of line 1. and then find the slope of line 2. So are the lines perpendicular? Remember, in order for them to be perpendicular, they have to have slopes that are negative reciprocals. Is negative 2 the negative reciprocal of 2/3? No. So are the lines perpendicular? No. They don't intersect at 90 degrees. Alright, perpendicular means intersects at 90 degrees. They are not perpendicular. What would the slope of line 2 had to have been for the lines to be perpendicular? Negative 3 over 2, right? Negative 3 over 2. Negate it and flip it. Negated and flipped is negative 3 over 2. So if you're given two lines and you're asked if they're perpendicular, find the slopes of the lines and compare them. If the slopes are negative reciprocals, then the lines are perpendicular. If the slopes aren't negative reciprocals, then they're not perpendicular. Finally, you're going to be asked to write the equation of a line that goes through 2, negative 5, and perpendicular to y equals negative 3x minus 7. It's the same concept as the parallel lines, but you got to change the slopes. So you're going to say that y plus 5 is equal to, what's the slope of the new line got to be? Positive 1/3 x minus 2. What's the negative reciprocal of negative 3? Right, negate it, which makes it positive, and you take 3 over 1 and you flip it. Have I answered your question yet? No? Okay. How about through negative 6, negative 7, perpendicular to y equals 1/2 x minus 4. Y plus 7 equals, what's the slope of the new line? Very good. Negative 2. X plus 6. Any questions? Yes.
How come negative 2 wasn't over 1?
When you write a whole number in our country, how do you write the number 2? 2. Do you write it 2 over 1? No. So that's why it was just 2. Page 216 today. 7 through 18. Check your homework. Check for homework on Edline.